We're seeing something crazy happen in the Facebook ads and Instagram ads world right now. Given where I started in this industry, it's extra shocking, but it is happening. In this video, I'm going to explain what it is and what it means for you as a Facebook and Instagram advertiser. So Meta isn't exactly the stock market darling it used to be. There's been some bad press recently about a reduction in profitability, mainly because Meta is trying to build the metaverse, and that's incredibly expensive. And that has led to negative sentiment around the platform, some advertisers leaving and things like that. I've covered all that and why advertisers leaving doesn't make any sense in a separate video, so you can go ahead and check that out. I'll make sure a link is included below. But in this video, I want to talk about how that is causing a real split between Facebook ads and Instagram ads. Now, for some reason, whenever there's bad press around Meta, that only seems to translate to Facebook as an advertising platform, not Instagram, even though, of course, both Facebook and Instagram as ad platforms are owned by Meta, and differences in profitability and stuff, which doesn't affect advertisers, but that comes from both platforms. Doesn't really make sense, but it does happen. And this bad press is definitely leading to more advertisers favoring Instagram over Facebook. And this sort of started happening maybe a year to 2 years ago, and it has only continued to happen. More and more advertisers are favoring Instagram over Facebook, not advertising on both, as I usually recommend. And that is causing a huge difference in the cost between the two platforms. For a lot of our clients, I would actually say most at this point, we are seeing significantly lower CPMs, which is cost per thousand impression and a good way to measure Facebook and Instagram advertising cost. We are seeing significantly lower CPMs in Facebook than we are on Instagram, to the tune often of 30, maybe even sometimes 40% difference between the two. Now, this is particularly weird for me because when I first started advertising on Facebook in sort of 2013, 14, 15, it was very much the other way around. Everyone wanted to advertise on Facebook. They didn't want to advertise on Instagram because Instagram was the young social media platform, sort of serious people that are going to purchase products and services weren't there. So we saw much higher CPMs on Facebook then than we did Instagram. Then people realized that Instagram did yield good results and you could advertise there, particularly for certain types of products and services very successfully. And that slowly brought the cost of Instagram advertising up to the point where it was very much on a par with Facebook. And that's where we were from, say, 2015 through to 2020, 2021, sort of 5-6 year period where the cost difference between Facebook and Instagram was fairly consistent. There wasn't a huge difference, and most Facebook advertisers, when they ran campaigns, they were going to run ads both on Facebook and Instagram. That is still the default when you set up a campaign, and you saw similar results on both platforms and they cost the same, which made sense. Now the tables have turned.
Well, how the turntables.
And it's quite shocking to me to see how quickly that process has happened, and advertisers definitely see Instagram as the cooler, better place to advertise to reach the younger demographics. I would question that logic because the older demographics that are on Facebook, they actually have more disposable income to spend on your products and services than the people that are on Instagram for the most part, but that isn't something that a lot of advertisers think about. So you might be thinking that Instagram is now a lot more expensive to advertise on than Facebook, simply because the results on Instagram are better and advertisers are choosing to spend their money where they get the best results. And in theory, that logic would apply. However, that's not what we're seeing. So I recently polled my audience on YouTube, and 76% of people said that Facebook produced better results than Instagram. And that's really interesting, and it is the complete reverse of what I used to see, where you could have argued, say in 2015, that Facebook produced much better results than Instagram as an ad platform, and that's why CPMs on Facebook were higher, but it simply wasn't true. It was all advertiser perception. They thought that's where they were going to get the better results, therefore they ran ads there. We know that the Meta ad platforms, Facebook, Instagram, etc., are done on an auction, so the more competition there is, the more expensive it is. That's what led to Facebook being more expensive, let's say 7-8 years ago, and that's what's now leading to Instagram being more expensive. It's not the fact that they're getting better results on Instagram, it's the fact that advertisers think they're going to get better results, they're driving up the price. And as you'll see from that poll, and we've seen it with our clients getting better results on Facebook than Instagram, that represents a huge opportunity for those of us that are advertising, as I would usually recommend, on both platforms, because you are likely to be able to take advantage of those lower costs, those lower CPMs on Facebook, and get a better return on ad spend. Now, I'm going to explain how you can check this data in your own ad account in a second. Before I do, just want to quickly let you know about a free webinar I've created called 3 Killer Facebook Ad Strategies to Double or More Your Revenue. And in this webinar, I break down 3 different strategies that we use all the time as an agency. We've generated more than 7 figures multiple times with each one of these strategies. They're very much tried and tested. I'd strongly recommend you go ahead and check out this free webinar. You want to make sure you are using the right strategy for your business. That's very, very important. There's a link in the video description below. You can click on it, go ahead and watch it. It's about 45 minutes long, completely free, well worth your time. So if you want to check this data in your own ad account to see if you're seeing a similar thing, just go into Ads Manager and then take a look at breakdown by platform, and then take a look at your CPMs, Facebook versus Instagram. When we do this for our clients, what we often see is that in terms of advertising efficacy, Facebook and Instagram are virtually identical. So if we put an ad in front of 1,000 people on Facebook and we put an ad in front of 1,000 people on Instagram, we're likely to generate the same number of conversions. However, because Facebook is now, let's say, 20 to 40% cheaper than Instagram, we are therefore seeing better results on Facebook. Something that you might want to factor into your own advertising decisions. You might want to just go Facebook if you're seeing that. You may want to advertise on both, which is what I would recommend if you are using a conversion-based objective where you are able to optimize for your end result. If Meta is seeing, for example, that you're getting better results on Facebook than Instagram, more of your budget will be diverted there, and vice versa. Whilst there are overall platform trends, and I've described those, there's also some reality to the fact that different businesses will see better results on different platforms. If you're apparel-based or very much visual in terms of what you offer, maybe Instagram's the better option. If you're selling something a little bit more serious to maybe a slightly older demographic, Facebook's almost certainly going to win for you. So you want to be able to take a look at your own data and adjust for your business. The really important message here is that if you are ignoring Facebook and just advertising on Instagram right now, don't. That might be something I'm recommending in 10 years' time if Facebook does decline, but we're certainly not there yet. Facebook being worse than Instagram for advertisers is a myth, and I actually debunk 50 more myths in this video here. There are Facebook and Instagram advertising myths all over the place, and they cause real harm to your Facebook and Instagram ad campaigns. If you set up your campaigns based on false information, that's going to do so much harm, that's going to jeopardize your results. I strongly recommend you go ahead and check out this video, which will help you avoid those myths and get things set up properly.